If I'm over here saying like you should be willing to die for your girl and protect and provide for her, what does that mean? That means
I feel like from an outside perspective, because obviously I don't watch all of your content like word for word. Of
course.
I could understand though why like people have this image of you, because you see the clips of you being like, shut up, you stupid.
It's clipped out of context. A lot of the time they don't show the buildup where she's like nagging and she's saying insulting things and she's interrupting and she's yelling for a lot of time, because that's what's going to go viral. You can't clip an hour of the podcast, right? So it goes all right to the buildup, right to the execution where she has to get kicked out of the podcast, but they don't see all. If they actually saw how disruptive and how rude a lot of these girls are, they'd be like, yeah, I'd probably be losing my hair too if I was these girls 7 days a week.
So another thing too, like people don't know, right? So we do our daytime show and then our nighttime, because you've been around.
Yeah.
We do our daytime show where we, talk about making money on Money Mondays or how to date on Wednesdays or calling show, whatever it may be. Then we do the show with the girls. The stuff that goes viral is the stuff with the girls. But like, just like Sneako said, we've been debating for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and these girls get like really rambunctious. Remember, I'm dealing with like models, OnlyFans girls that are hot, girls that have never been told no in their life. So they're very pretentious. So I'm like, I have to kind of like maintain order on the show. Like, hey, she's talking, or hey, stop interrupting, whatever. And then they get mad. But then they clip that part where I kick her out, but they don't show that hour and a half, 2 hours where we're just tolerating her. Yeah. Right. And a lot of times when I kick girls out, I ask the chat, what do y'all want? Give me a one if y'all want her gone. And it's just a bunch of ones and castle emojis. Of course. Right?
I mean, the chat, they always go for drama, dude. They always go for violence. But there's a flip side to this that I've always wanted to ask you about, is like, if the goal was to make women, I don't know necessarily make women look better, but like to, how you talk about this OnlyFans, all this kind of shit. It's like, why not have girls that are
they
less
do come on
ratchet?
They do come on quite a bit, but that doesn't go viral. Like there's been a lot of intellectual women, like college educated. It's actually funny. A lot of the college educated, like I have a bachelor's degree. Some of them are the dumbest. Like they don't know they can't name how many countries there are. It's really sad, and that's not what gets clipped and shown around.
Yeah.
But I've been on a lot of shows where there's been educated panels, high IQ, stuff like that, good conversations.
We had a doctor on a couple weeks ago. We had doctors, lawyers on, etc. The thing is that the stuff that gets clipped, it's always the ratchet, stupid chick that's like a 304, right? Yeah. That's a stripper or OnlyFans girls. That would get clipped. So people think, oh, that's all the girls they bring on. No. But people don't know that like it's a panel of like 7 to 10 girls, and a bunch of them in there are smart or educated. And here's the thing. The smart girls don't argue because they know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting, because what people, if they don't watch all your content like word for word, then they just go, oh, he's just yelling at girls.
Yeah, they assume that I'm just the guy that like yells at chicks all day, and that's really not it. Because like we do have some very productive conversations. It's just that the stuff that gets clipped and goes viral is like me telling a girl, shut up, or you're stupid, or you're a bimbo, or get the f out of here. But they never saw the build up. They didn't see what led to it. And they just assume that I just hate girls. But the reality is like I genuinely believe that women need to be protected. And I understand biological differences between men and women. So I understand that as a man, you got to be the leader. You got to be the protector. You got to be the provider. But, they never show that because that's not sexy and you can't clip that, right?
Stoicism doesn't go viral. Like intellectual conversations are not clippable. It's going to be, the funniest thing is seeing a girl's response when she gets kicked out after insulting for like an hour. She'll get up and start twerking. It's like, you need to leave the show. She gets like, my natural.
Or start fighting.
Yeah, fight.
Yeah, that was the last clip that went viral. It's going viral right now. It's like millions of views on like 20 million plus, probably like almost 50 by now. Million views. Like, I told this chick to like leave because she was being rude. And then like, she walks out and she's like, before she
first she started twerking.
Yeah, you were there on that
homegrown. It's homegrown. Like she starts like showing off her body.
There. I saw the and then she started fighting in the back.
And she started it. Like people just think, oh, she got jumped. Absolutely, she's the one. And I broke down the footage. Like she grabs one of the girls next, who's supposed to be at the security. And shout out to Icy. And she started the fight 100%.
Do you think a part like you also kind of feed into it for the clip stuff?
So I've been asked that before.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't be, and I'll tell you why. Dude, it's a headache, man. Like talking to girls 3 times a week and doing 2 shows a day. Like I like to do regular shows where we're just chilling, having a good conversation, etc. But there's always like 1 or 2 girls on the panel, man, that's like just being an idiot, hurting the quality of the show. People in the chat are complaining, etc. because they're interjecting. I mean, imagine having like 10 people, right? And everyone has a mic and they can hear everything, right? So like, because some girls like to ad lib, like make comments on the side, like, bro, shut up. Like it's a podcast. Period. Like the stupid
play.
Or like Jim Jones in 2006, like, like Young Jeezy.
Yas
like,
Queen.
Yeah, that dumb shit. So it's like, like I gotta like kind of rule with an iron fist. So like I guess people say, oh, you just do it for the clips or whatever, but I genuinely don't, man. We've had 3,000 girls on the show. I've only kicked out like 200.
Damn, that sounds like a lot.
That's a pretty high ratio.
That sounds like a crazy number.
Yeah, but it's like
200's insane.
It's like, but think about it, like percentage wise, that's not that much.
Yeah, it just sounds
like 90+%. Like I got to get it from my guy, but like 90+% of the girls don't get kicked off.
And you said earlier that a lot of the girls are hot, so they've never been told no. You'd be surprised, like some girls that weigh more than you that are like 270, they still have the entitlement of a hot girl now because the amount of DMs a girl gets boosting her self-esteem and making her think that she can never be wrong whatsoever. The ugliest chicks, man, have the loudest mouths.
I've seen, dude. I mean, I was talking to Greg about that, how like who had it harder, men or women? And it's like obviously men.
Greg
Doucette. Before, but like after
I was on with him on Jubilee.
Yeah, the fit guys versus the fat guys.
Yeah. Did you see that episode?
I didn't watch it. I saw clips, which was pretty hilarious.
It'd be good to react to on stream.
What?
It'd be good to react to on stream. Afterwards, there was like some of the fat guys that were being quiet, like, well, it's okay to be fat. Blah, blah. They posted videos afterwards saying like, Myron's homophobic, he's transphobic, and I can't believe they'd platform him, like grown men crying because Myron has a different opinion.
Yeah.
Did you get mad when they made fun of you though for being small?
No, man. Like I was just like in my head, I was like, okay, call me small or whatever, but you're still fat. You know what I mean? So it's like in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm natural. I'm 6'3". Like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a jack like these other guys because I've never done a drug in my life, right? So, and like for me, I train more for like to be fit, and obviously I've been doing like some boxing training, so that's gonna make you cut weight, right? As when you do any type of combat sport. So I wasn't pissed about it. I was just like, I just found it funny how like they were trying to deflect from the fact that like they were fat and coping for being fat. And my big problem was like, and this with these guys, because a lot of them are influencers too. I found this out like after the fact. They're like fat TikTokers, body positivity TikTokers, like a lot of these dudes. So it's like, it's almost like they're invested in like not getting their audience to like change and get in shape. And, and I get it, like, because the guys that I was with, the fitness guys that I was with, like, they're pretty clean cut, right? Like Greg was agreeing with some of the stuff that I said, but he's not going to go all the way. Like, and you know this from being in the fitness industry too. Let's keep it 1,000, bro. A lot of these fitness industry guys are cucked. They can't say what they really want to say. Yeah. They can't be as open as they want to be because they understand that if I'm in a fitness niche, like a lot of the times, like if you're a real like popular fitness influencer, you're going to be almost split down the middle with like your followers a lot of the times, right?
Yeah.
Or like you're going to have a good percentage that are also female. So you can't say certain things. But like for me, I looked at it like, bro, let's just say what the fuck we say when we're in the locker room, what it really is. We don't respect fat people. We make fun of y'all. You guys are pathetic and you guys are disgusting. And you guys go ahead and push this propaganda to everyone else to keep them fat because if they get in shape, they're not going to watch you anymore. So this body positivity thing, it's all lie.
It's a scam.
It's a huge scam.
It's like the therapist of the fitness industry because the therapist doesn't actually want you to get better. The therapist is going to approach the client with a middle ground approach like, well, come back next week and take this medication. But you can break down why people go to therapy probably in 5 minutes. Oh, just do the thing that you know you're supposed to do. Work harder and get over it.
And the name of the show is called Middle Ground. That like there's no such thing as like a middle ground when it comes to excellence. Like if you want to be the best of the best, you're gonna have to be extreme in some degree, right? And a lot of people say, oh, well, you're too radical. Well, you then. Like we're gonna do what we got to do to be successful regardless of that.
That's
like,
where the divide is then.
Yeah, but these guys are like sitting there like, oh, what is there a middle ground? We don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't negotiate with women. We don't negotiate with these weirdos. Bro, there's two genders. Like, dude, it is what it is. Like. People go ahead and sit there and say, oh, well, Myron, you're XYZ, whatever the term they want to use to like ascribe like my level of success or my mindset or whatever. But the reality is any guy that is successful with the gym, girls, making money, etc., has a similar A-type personality where we don't sit there and tolerate mediocrity. But these guys are trying to sit here and advocate for being a loser.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're talking about something different. It's like you're talking about mindset, which is like, obviously someone looking a certain way has to do with what their mind is telling them what they believe is possible.
Yeah.
That's